The Buddhist cultivator. Why did she have the same name as me? The wandering Buddhist cultivator Xie Yan and the deformed Qing? Is Qing hinting at something with this story? Reincarnation? What does it mean? The Buddhist cultivator with my name saved a wild child with your name, blind monk, so, you were so moved by the story that you care about me too? Yes and no. However, donor Xie should have experienced some of the main elements of such a marvelous story, right? What the hell does he mean by saying that to me? Senior monk, please speak plainly and don't be cryptic. Donor Xie's choice of words is refined. Indeed, you are an experienced person. Certain matters are restricted by the Vermilion Bird Temple's rules and should not be disclosed to you too, but since this is a special case, I'll be frank with you. Beyond this world, in the space, there are many other worlds known as the Outer Realms. No matter how strange and diverse these worlds are, no matter how closely they resemble this world or how different they are, all of them are reflections of this world's Tao and depend on this world's existence. Based on this principle, every creature in this world has a counterpart in the Outer Realms. They are called otherworldly counterparts. For example, each outer realm may have a version of me, their births are different, personalities are different, even their appearances can be different, but their essence is mine, all of them are my otherworldly counterparts. So, that Qing and that Xie Yan are the blind monk and I from another world? Exactly. Then can I say that I am your master, blind monk? Don't get excited, that's a matter of a different world. This monk may not be telling the truth. I've spiritually traveled to many minor worlds, but except for mine, I've never met any counterparts of others from the main world. Why should the monk's counterpart meet Ran's counterpart? There's no such coincidence in this world. Also, in the monk's story, Ran chanted Amitabha. The Buddhist monks of the main world practice Hinayana Buddhism, and they revere Shakyamuni Buddha. Amitabha came from my mouth when we were discussing Shinshio's final whereabouts. Qing was present, so he must have picked it up. Among the many worlds, there is an Amitabha, a Ran, and a Qing, such a coincidence. What do the Qing and Ran of that world have to do with the Qing and Ran of this world? Is the senior monk's empathy so strong that he can relate to them just by their names? Or are you saying you're actually a transmigrator, senior monk? That Qing was a three-armed deformed child. It can't be physical transmigration, it's more likely soul transmigration, or reincarnating in other worlds. Transmigrator? This term is rather vivid, correct. I once underwent the test of a projection ritual and traveled to a different world. Since ancient times, Tao harmony cultivators at the 7th layer of the innate realm and above have been able to cast their spirits into outer realms and cultivate on their counterparts in various worlds. Even for those below the 7th layer of the innate realm, they can do this if they advance to the primordial spirit stage and use secret rituals of major sects. But compared to the 7th layer of the innate realm, where one can project anywhere they wish, there are severe restrictions. When I was at the 4th layer of the innate realm, I used the Vermilion Bird Temple's ritual to reach the three-armed monk's body and live a lifetime. There are secret methods in the main world that can let your spirit travel to minor worlds. Is this true or false? This secret method allows the spirit to accompany the counterpart throughout their life, with the me of that world as a mirror. Honing the me of this world, the worldly affairs cultivate my mind, and intuition can see the nature. After the death of the counterpart, the projected spirit will return to this world. Everything experienced by the projected spirit would be like a beautiful dream in the blink of an eye. During the entire process, the spirit can only observe, unable to intervene in any way, and cannot bring back even the slightest bit of cultivation. This may have limited effects for cultivators of other sects, but it is highly beneficial for those who follow the Tao of using worldly affairs to cultivate the mind and the 7 emotions and 6 desires. After all, one projection is a lifetime. As long as the memories are real, the joys and sorrows are also real. Once you've experienced it, it's like suddenly gaining decades of experience, as if being reborn. What the monk is implying is, the Maching sect has a long and illustrious history, so it likely possesses such methods to cultivate the mind and emotions, especially Donor Xie, who successfully cultivated the finger of flowery swords, a masterpiece of the primordial spirit stage. It's possible you may have experienced the spirit projection ritual once you advance to the innate realm. This might be the reason why Donor Xie was able to transform so greatly within just 2 years. Indeed, he is using the matter of spirit projection to explain why my transformation was so significant. he is dispelling Ran Ran's confusion. Wow, is the blind monk's guess correct? Did brother also have an experience similar to that of the monk? Did the world you traveled to have me as well? This is indeed the best chance to clear Ran Ran's confusion. But should I go along with the monk's words? If he is lying and the main world has no such spirit transmigration secret method, wouldn't I be exposing my ulterior motives by going along with his words? After all, the Maching sect is one of the 9 great demonic sects of the Han Empire. Even if it is in decline, it is still a great sect. If the Vermilion Bird Temple has it, our sect must certainly have it as well. But I am so close to Miss Matriarch, and I've never heard her mention a secret method that can project the spirit into counterparts in different worlds. Wait, the last time Miss Matriarch helped me sort out my martial arts, she used the perception method of spiritual secrets. No matter how I looked at it, it didn't seem to align with the style of the main world. It seemed closer to the magical category or the mysterious category. Previously, I couldn't understand where she learned these skills without leaving the sect. Now it seems, if she also used the spirit projection secret method, it would explain how she mastered these skills out of nowhere. It seems quite likely that the monk is not lying about this. The main world really does have such a secret method, although it is inferior to my system's transmigration. Just in time, strike while the iron is hot. Regardless of Qing Jing's intentions, I will use this opportunity to settle Ran Ran's inner self's problem in one go. Even if I guess wrong, a lie is still a lie and the concerned person here is Ran Ran. Even if Qing Jing thinks I am lying, I am not afraid. Ran Ran will certainly believe me, not him. Alright, since Monk Qing Jing has said this much, I have to admit, your brother did have a similar experience. However, the worlds are so vast and diverse. How can I transmigrate and encounter your otherworldly counterpart just like that, Ran Ran? The world I went to martial arts had declined, and the supernatural did not manifest, but civilization was flourishing. The study of songs, poetry, and the like was far ahead of this world. People could traverse the skies and lands using technology. I see, so brother has been plagiarizing from his counterpart's knowledge. Hey, how is that called plagiarism? Even the blind monk could meet me. But as my brother, you couldn't? Hey, wait, why have I never heard my master mention such a secret method? Shouldn't the Liantai Monastery be a great sect as well? For great sects, the knowledge of the outer realms involves certain dangers. It might shake the disciples' understanding of this world. Generally, it is not disclosed to disciples below the 4th layer of the innate realm. It is naturally reasonable for the Liantai Monastery not to tell little donor. Of course, not all sects are like this. Judging from Donor Xie's experience, the Maching sect doesn't have such restrictions. That's one reason. The second reason is that the method of spiritual projection is like experiencing a lifetime within a dream. The duration of the projected spirit's experience is often much longer than your experience in the current world. If one's disposition is lacking or if one uses this method without authorization, a young prodigy could turn into an old man in the blink of an eye, something no great sect would be happy to see. It's actually rare and commendable that Donor Xie was able to retain his youthful mentality after undergoing this experience once. Ha, I was lucky. My counterpart in that world died relatively soon, so I did not stay in that world for too long. What about you, little donor? What are your thoughts after listening to the whole story? Why are you testing me after narrating the whole story? Really, huh? I just think that this world is really large. It saves trouble to make use of your other self's cultivation. This world, that world, the ego? The ID? I see. Has Ran begun advancing to the 2nd layer of the innate realm? The inner lotus has resolved the confusion, naturally achieving success. Little donor has finally taken this step. In any case, I want to thank you for solving Ran's confusion, Monk Qing Jing. The 3-armed Qing Jing of the other world was born with original sin, but he fortunately met his mentor, learned many principles, understood the impermanence of life, and died a natural death. The me of this world wandered everywhere and accidentally encountered little donor, who was troubled by her confusion. Zhuangzi dreamt of a butterfly, but the butterfly truly flew out of the dreamland. Destiny caused us to meet twice. I had to take care of her. Monk Qing Jing, a person like you still believes in fate. Excellent, I've cultivated Buddhism all my life, so naturally, believe in fate. Alright, Monk Qing Jing. You don't have to tell me anymore. I can understand that everything you did just now was your goodwill towards Ran. Although I am not pleased with your testing of me, I don't care. I can endure anything as long as it solves Ran's confusion. But I have a few questions. If you don't explain clearly, it would be hard for me to believe that your kindness towards Ran isn't without ulterior motives, even if the story you narrated makes perfect sense. A righteous person never evades questions. Previously, I discovered 2 masks at your place and I even destroyed one of them. No doubt this must have caused you a tremendous loss, otherwise, you should have suppressed me long ago with your strength and this artifact. Now, please explain what is your connection with the fake Mara. Although he was Yulong's clone, the mask that produced him looked like it belonged to the same set that I discovered in your place. Fake Mara? That so-called ancestor Mara was an imposter. He is actually Yulong's clone. If Donor Xie didn't tell me, I really wouldn't have known about this matter. But I wonder, where did Donor Xie's information come from? Am I asking you, or are you asking me? Why do you care from where I got this information? Answer my question. Why were the 2 masks at your place? I picked those 2 masks when I was traveling. I really don't know their history or their connection with Yulong. Good grief, he's just denying all involvement and refusing to admit to anything. Fine, next question. If you are perfectly fine, why did you need to trap me and my sister inside the artifact and have your clone take us away and abscond? Hasn't Donor Xie guessed it before? I was merely using this pretext to test Donor Xie in the hope of completely solving Little Donor's confusion, that's all. Now Little Donor's confusion has been dispelled and she is advancing to the 2nd layer of the innate realm. There is nothing to worry about from now on. Aren't you happy, Donor Xie? Although Donor Xie lost an arm, I've compensated you. The Guardian Dragon Elephant Buddhist arm is several times better than Donor Xie's original arm. Don't act dumb. If you wanted to test me behind closed doors, what was the reason for having your clone take us away and flee? Beep, I would have still trusted him if this arm wasn't a poison bait. Firstly, evil visitors came to visit. Like Donor Xie, the people from the Imperial Court have some misunderstanding of me. I did not want this to affect Little Donor, so I had the masked clone take away the Kalachakra Grotto heavens. Secondly, to make the test more realistic, I let Donor Xie experience crisis. Although I didn't expect you to destroy the mask, and my clone was destroyed, this can be regarded as the consequence of my actions. Perfect, how grandiose. I didn't expect an even more grandiose answer. Beep, this monk shouldn't be a mask, right? Even if this is his spiritual body, should normally be capable of supplying me with origin points. I need to think of something to shock him. Let's see if his name has the Jinya suffix or not in the system prompt. However, despite my earth-shattering fight earlier, he didn't give me any origin points. Is he a mental superhuman? Or is it that his current state is similar to the masked clone and doesn't provide emotional origin points either? I received this news from the Dongdu government. The owner of the masks was Zhou Yanping, a Confucian scholar from the Ming Empire. But Zhou Yanping was just a puppet for Ji Jinya, a former official of the Han Empire's previous dynasty. Zhou Yanping had a peculiar trait which made people unconsciously forget their suspicions against him. Why do you have the same trait, monk? Please explain now, monk Qingjing. He actually knows so much. No wonder the Confucian Holy Canon couldn't remove his suspicions. This is troublesome. Origin points obtained. Shock. What's going on? The origin point came, so why there is no Jinya suffix? Was my reasoning wrong all along? Your misunderstanding towards me is deep, Donor Xie. I actually don't know about whatever you spoke of. If I have this trait, but you know of it, then is there a possibility that someone must have planted it? I know. Donor Xie probably still doesn't trust me and always suspects me of harboring evil intentions towards Little Donor. Little Donor's confusion has been solved, so it doesn't matter whether she cultivates the world-purifying lotus blossom technique or not. Let's wait for Little Donor's advancement to finish. If she does not want to inherit the Kalachakra Grotto heaven, I'll open a passage for you two to leave. I don't know, would this satisfy Donor Xie? Beep, just what is going on? Is he stalling for time? That. We'll wait until Ran wakes up. Even if he is stalling for time, I have to wait for Ran's advancement to finish before I can take the next step. Excellent. Retreat in order to advance. This is a good method to dispel suspicions. Next, I just have to wait for him to slowly lower his guard. Once he integrates with the Blood Sea demonic arm, my plan will succeed. Humph? This is execution sword intent, terrifying to such an extent, it could track me down in my current condition. In the end, there is no escape. I failed to complete my task before death. I used up every trick, but I was no match for fate. What's happening? Execution's sword intent. Is Ahau also fighting the monk's main body outside? The situation has changed, Donor Xie. Even if I am reluctant, I can only trust you. There is something you must know. Xie Jinya refined 3 great incarnations of greed, hatred, and ignorance. I am the ignorant monk among them. A few moments ago. You still haven't made any move. It seems I can't force you, and you are seriously underestimating the Tang Empire's strongest sword strike. Alright, let me give you a surprise. The respondent of the darkness of the 9 heavens, with the venerated flame as its true form. Thunder heralds an ancient calamity, lightning devours the underworld. I knew for sure that you and the person behind you definitely have a high-level ability to conceal secrets. But the Xinjiang sect has indeed put in a lot of effort to handle corrupt and wicked people like you. Everything is ready, just draw your sword, Yu Wuxuang. That's enough. With the 3 seniors suppressing him for a quarter of an hour, I've locked him completely. He can't escape my strike. Cheng Jing, are you really not going to say anything? I hope Senior Marshal Brother understands. How stubborn. Do it. Senior Monk Cheng Jing. Please accept my sword strike. Heavenly execution, lethal sword draw. The execution sword. Deserves its reputation. As expected, whether Qingjing is someone else's incarnation or using his own clone to hide, under the lock of the heavenly demon, how can he escape? Now the execution sword intent will relentlessly pursue his true form and even his clones until he dies. Along with the probing method of the all-encompassing unified array I left behind, let me take a look where is this ghost who had the nerve to exploit the identity of a standard class rank 3 official to stir up chaos in the Tang Empire. What martial art is this? It could wound me through my incarnation. Unexpectedly, even Qingjing has fallen.